afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Northumberland Zoo on YouTube. My name's Maxine and I work here. On today's video, we are going to be having a look at sustainable practices here at the zoo. I know it sounds a bit dull, but actually it's a really core, integral part to what we do here at the zoo. And there's so many different ways that we are sustainable. So one of the first things I want to show you is about wood. A lot of you will notice that we have a lot of wood structures here at the zoo, so all the enclosures and obviously the fences. We get all of that from our local sawmill, from Wingate Sawmill, which is literally just like 5 miles as the crow flies that way. And that includes all of this stuff. So we literally have stacks and stacks and stacks of this. And this has multiple different purposes. The keepers use it in enclosures for building platforms and enrichment for animals. But we leave it here for 6 months to dry it out, season it, and we actually chip it all. So we have our own wood chipper on site. And what do we do with the wood chips? The wood chips go into our biomass boilers. So we actually have 2 biomass boilers on site. One is in kind of back behind the administration, and that provides all of the heating for the gift shop, the entrance, the admin, the curious creatures, cafe, soft play, and that heats all of those facilities. And we have another biomass boiler which is connected to our bat house, and that one heats not only the bat house but also the parrot house and the wild theatre, as well as the meerkats too. So lots of sustainable heating there, so we're not drawing electricity off of the grid. Over there we've got some waney board as well, and waney board we use for fascia, but we also put it through the chipper too. And then on the ground in front of you can see a whole bunch of telegraph poles, and we get all these recycled telegraph poles from various different telecoms providers who are obviously taking them out of the ground and replacing them by law, but they're still perfectly good, and that's what we use for making some of our really, really big fencing. So it's all about recycling. And then my dad at the minute, he's getting his baler hooked up, and we actually make all of our own hay. So up in the field here, he's been busy making hay. And this is our second crop of the year. We tend to get 2-3 crops a year, and this will last us for the season, through till next year. So we've got some lovely hay here. It smells amazing. So this whole field here, and then we've got another field that's away down the way that's part of our new expansion. So making hay is definitely like a full hands-on family operation. My dad loves his tractors. It's one of his favorite things to do here at the zoo. So he's the one that does all the cutting, and then he does all of the drying process. And then me and my mum and lots of other people tend to get roped into going out, fetching bales in. What we're going to do is we're just going to have a quick look in the hay barn, which is somewhere where I haven't taken you before. All these willow trees, we use them for feed and browse out to the animals with. Wow, the hay barn is full. Check this out. Insane. So on this side we've got hay, which there's probably a couple bales. These are from last year. You can see they've gone a bit wonky. And then we got all kinds of new stuff. Unbelievable. We had such a good crop this year, and then this is the rest of that straw from the next door neighbour's field. So the keepers, they fill up these big ton bags and kind of drag them into the barn, and then they use these green bags here for filling up hay to feed out to the animals, so they get them all pre-prepped for the next day. But this is all of our own grass, which is super cool. Hello, hello.
Hello. You're right.
Yeah. So is this for tonight, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all for tonight. So we do it during the day, and then what they've had during the day, we'll come in and we'll do it quickly before we leave for the day. But yeah, so this is all the stuff that we're gonna take out tonight.
Here we've got some amazing sweet corn that we've grown as well. This was not the day to wear shorts. Well, it is, it's boiling. Check these out. Look at that, corn on the cob. What a beast. Nice. So we've got a whole strip of maize here, which we'll be picking in not too long. So we freeze all of the corn on the cob, and we use at it throughout the year. It's one of the bats' favourite treats is corn on the cob. So we've got a whole bunch of that done. There was a whole bunch of sunflowers as well. We dry the heads out and use them for various things. It's great for enrichment too. So yeah, we try and grow as much stuff as possible. And speaking of growing, we're going to go and meet Jeff and Connor up at their Polytunnel and see about what zoo food we grow here at the zoo. So here we are up at the Polytunnel. Here's Jeff in his domain. How are you doing, Jeff?
Very well.
What have you got
here? It's warm in here, mate.
Oh, it is very warm in here.
Yeah, well, we've just been supplying down at the Keeper Kitchen, so we've been harvesting a bit. So we've got some gaps which we need because we need it more sown for the winter. So spinach, loads of pumpkin, absolutely tons of pumpkin. Pad choi, wanted a better result with that, but it's fine, it's edible. Lots more spinach, we've got lots of greens in at the minute, we've got chard in.
And this is obviously your first year doing this, so I mean next year what will you do differently?
We'll want a lot more, we can start a lot of the seeds and the seedlings off in here, but I want a lot more outside because we've been a little bit chocker in here, to be totally honest. We've tried to fit a little bit too much in, but we wanted to see what we can grow, what we can't grow.
Look at this beast.
These are our little pumpkins starting to grow up.
What's
It
these?
might seem a little bit disorganised, but what happened was we made the decision is that the pumpkin seeds we didn't sow in here, they were actually in the soil, and when they started to grow we just thought, well, I'm not going to waste that if we're going to produce fruit for the animals, or we've got events coming up. So we've just fitted stuff in around the mistaken pumpkins, really.
Look at the size of this one.
Yeah. What we've done, we've just had an order in from the kitchen, so we've got one or two bits and pieces here. We've got the butternut squash. It's been a little bit force grown because it's in the Polytunnel and it's about 800 degrees in there at the minute, so that's where they are. But the ones outside that were grown are like nice and normal coloured. Cucumbers. We've got some aubergines, and we've got these little gorgeous yellow courgettes, which are absolutely gorgeous for us to eat because I've had some and they're brilliant. But these are all going to the Keeper Kitchen. We've just got a little order in today, but we've provided lots of leaf, spinach, pak choi, chard, so that's ready to go as well. But we've just been up to pick these and off to the Keeper Kitchen with them.
The other thing that we did at the start of this summer was we installed another like 40 kilowatts of solar panels. So we got this massive solar bank on top of our main entrance, cafe, soft play facility. So our total solar output now is 69 kilowatts. And we've got that hooked up to a series of batteries so that they can fill the batteries during the day, and then overnight our site feeds off these batteries. So we're taking less energy from the grid, and on days like today we're barely using any electricity from the grid when the sun's out, which is amazing. And obviously that's all well and good, but on cloudy days we're kind of missing out a little bit. You can still produce a little bit of solar energy on cloudy days, but we've got some plans for a new piece of technology that will help us produce energy when it's a little bit windy. Hey guys, how you doing? So one of the other energies that we're looking into at the minute is from a company that's based in France, and they have developed the first horizontal axis rotating energy generator. I know that sounds really confusing, but it's very unusual. There's nothing like that in the UK. So currently UK is all vertical rotation generation, so wind turbines and stuff like that. Well, they have developed what's called a wind tree, and a wind tree is literally a tree that has limbs, and each individual limb has its own aero leaf, and it's a tiny leaf that spins on the end, and you can get them fitted with solar panels as well. But the spinning of these leaves generates electricity. So if you get a full-on wind tree, you can produce almost 11 kilowatts of energy. So the plan is that we want to install one just past where the hothouse is now, and that will help to power the zoo in the winter months, especially when there's less power coming in through our solar panels, and it will almost produce 11 kilowatts, which will almost be enough to support the zoo. So that's what we're working on at the moment. So if you've been in our Bear Falls Cafe, you'll know that we have a recycling centre over here in the corner, and we've got it all laid out so that you can put your different parts of your waste into different compartments, so it makes it easier for us to sort it out. Most people do it, but a lot of people don't, which is fair enough because it is quite a task, but obviously we want to try and encourage people to use it as much as possible and try and start kind of planting that seed for thinking about the environment. But it is a hard sell, but that's why we're here. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that video on our sustainability, and if you've got any questions at all, then please do drop them in the comments below. We're always looking for more ways to become sustainable and more ways to generate energy down here at the zoo. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy the sunshine, and if you haven't done already, please do subscribe to our channel and like this video, and we shall see you next Thursday. Bye guys!